Welcome to the morning show with Dave and Rob on the Southern Fried Podcast. We get you up, we start you right, we rock your mornings all the time. Grab your coffee and your smile, join on in for a while. Hear that rooster sing, coffee's ready for a fling. Southern Fried has news for you. Updates on life's going on, and maybe a joke or two. Get up, pray up, and coffee up. Welcome to the morning show with Dave and Rob on the Southern Fried Podcast. We get you up, we start you right, we rock your mornings all the time. Grab your coffee and your smile, join on in for a while. We got laughs, we got prayer, celebrate our nation every day. Love our vets, love our land. It's the home of the free and the land of the brave. Get up, pray up, coffee up. Welcome to the morning show with Dave and Rob on the Southern Fried Podcast. We get you up, we start you right, we rock your mornings all the time. Grab your coffee and your smile, join on in for a while. So come on in and have a blast, for a good time that will last. Start your day with a smile, with the hosts that do the most. And get up, pray up, coffee up. Welcome to the morning show with Dave and Rob on the Southern Fried Podcast. We get you up, we start you right, we rock your mornings all the time. Grab your coffee and your smile, join on in for a while.
Good morning, everybody out there at Southern Fried Podcast Land. I'm Rob. That's Dave. We're here to start your hump day off just right. How you doing this morning, Dave?
Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Ready to meet the day with a fresh cup of coffee.
Yes. If you ain't got your coffee, shame on you. Get it going. You got to wake up. You can't wake up without your coffee. Good morning, Spartan.
And we believe Monday we'll be able to kick off the marketing blitz for Southern Fried Podcast, Cornbread Nation Coffee.
Yes.
We're wrapping up a few last-minute things. We had to try to kind of redo this Shopify. Somehow we had two accounts. They canceled the one I did all the work in, so I had to go back and put in all the government-issued stuff. Most of that, I think, is done now. Payment system is set up. We've got a few logos to go back in and check pricing. We're ready to go. The store looks great. And can't wait.
Yes.
Can't wait. Coffee.
We're going to try to have some of our other merch come up there pretty quick, too, aren't we?
Yes. We're going to link our merchandise store to Shopify. It doesn't do direct. We'll have to manually input the orders. And I want to thank Miss Jen last night for making an order for one of the new racing logo. Looks great. She purchased during the store. Thanks to her. That was awful nice to do that. And it looks great. And there's different options there on what you want on the crest, or if you want the full or the full. There's like 8 options you can do. And we're going to load a couple more logos in for racing so you can do options and combine them up. Also, my brother wants to get one. He's going to Bristol, Braves at Bristol. And he was looking for bigger sizes. He's a big old boy. How big a boy are you?
Oh.
And he said, I need a 3X. I only see 2, but certain colors are limited to 2 and maybe even 3X. But certain colors go all the way up to 5. So us big boys, we got to get them bigger sizes sometimes. I like a roomy shirt anyway. I don't like something that's tight. I just feel constrained. I like a little looseness.
I do too. But you get someone that's slim and trim like me. Most of the size will work. I'm just so slim, so trim. But, well, maybe not exactly slim and trim, but yeah, I see the way you're looking at me. I was going.
No, I was just thinking while you're talking, you obviously don't shop at the big and tall shop.
Oh yeah, I do.
Maybe maybe the short and stubby.
Oh, that's not very nice. Go ahead. Because you're a little taller.
I've been to the big and tall shop. My wife
too.
shop there for me for dress shirts for church. But
Look.
I'm just assuming there's a short and stubby shop. I don't know.
Well, look, it's short and big.
Or short and chubby. Maybe that's what it's called, short and chubby.
No, chubby. That's like calling somebody husky. You remember when you used to have the husky size in jeans? They always had to get I hated
The
them.
boot cut huskies. I had them.
Good morning, broski.
Broski, thank you for being in the show last night. Even though you don't like racing, your comments were great, timely, and way offline, which I love you for. Oh. These comes up with some odd stuff sometimes. He said if we would cancel the WNBA and what else was it, dude? It was, oh man, I don't even remember. You said something in the WNBA would be all right.
Oh my gosh.
I can't even remember what he said now. Oh.
Hey, broski, girls have a right to play sports too.
Oh. We love you, man.
Yes.
On that note, Dean is going on a road trip Friday to Dawsonville. They're going to the Elliott stronghold there. Of course, Chase and his dad. And I told him to get, Bubba Wallace.
Oh, come on, get off on Bubba. Man.
That's what you said. They're going over to Dawsonville, Awesome Bill from Dawsonville and his boy Chase. They're going to try to get some pictures and a little bit of video to bring back. And I've never been. I've never actually been. I've been to Dawsonville, never been to the shop. They have a restaurant there. And I told them to kind of be the roving reporter and bring us back something. I'd like to see a little bit about that from their perspective, not the canned stuff.
Yeah.
See people having a good time. That's another tourist spot in Georgia.
Well,
I guess from here, Dawsonville is probably 2 hours away. Hour and a half, 2 hours. Probably hour and a half.
I don't know from up there. I know it's pretty good ways down here.
When you get on those when you get going those mountain roads and stuff, that's what slows you down. If you could go as the crow flies, it's probably only about an hour away, to be honest. Maybe slightly more, but it could be as much as 2 hours. That's like the Blue Ridge. From here, it's about a 2 hour drive.
Wow. Dude, you're trying to get me in trouble. Don't you be throwing me under your bus. There's some awfully good female players out there. I bet Caitlin, what's her name? Caitlin Clark will whoop you out there. Yeah.
I mean, I've never. Now there are some who are, I'm sure, try to do that, try to measure it up sort of the NBA game or something. No, they'll never be that, and they're not trying to be. But it is entertaining, and for girls, that's important for them to have, you know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know that's on a professional level, but Title IX was all about girls' sports in college and high school and all that, and having that access to that. If you're going to have a boys' sports, you got to make the girls' sport as well, give them opportunities.
Yeah. And if you think they're pathetic, you don't want to watch them, you don't have to. Yeah.
What do you want to bet
I
Broski
don't
has watched some WNBA? What do you want to bet that he's watched some of it?
I bet he's watching it right now, probably. He's probably hiding in his bedroom, sneaking peeks at the WNBA, you know. And to be fair, at least I'm fair about my dislike of basketball. I don't like men's or women's basketball. Fair about it.
I love it.
He's hiding in his closet right now. I guarantee you that's why it's taking so long to respond. He's in there in his closet right now watching WNBA.
It reminds me of that old show Coach, where the coach and Dahlberg want to get motorcycles and leather outfits, but they're afraid to tell their women that they got it. So they're hidden out in the garage or something, acting like they're driving their Harleys because, oh, wait a minute. Was that a noise I heard? They're coming down here? Scared to death that the women folk were going to come down here and figure out they had spent $30,000 each.
Whoa, wait a minute. Rosie said, I looked at your story the other day about that Sadie Perkins saying the camp for the floods that washed away was a whites only party. You were spinning it, saying it's wrong for anyone to say. Yeah. I wasn't spinning it. That would be wrong for anyone to say. I don't have any white guilt. Ugh. Let me tell you, my white guilt and my white privilege has got me buckets.
Spartan, I have watched all of that. I'm not a big MMA guy. Of course, I don't.
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of boxing, but I've kind of gotten away from those things. Formula One, I would still watch, and I'm not against the other. I'm not saying anything against it, but one of my friends before he passed, his dad, they were from Ukraine. His dad had lived here for decades. He actually worked on the interstate highway system. That's how he made his money. That's how he supported the family. He loved boxing. We used to go over to his house, and my friend had a strange relationship with his dad. His dad, because my friend had a heart issue, in his mind, he was like a cull. It's sad to say. And he just said he was weak. And so it was kind of a hard relationship. But we would go over and he would get all into boxing. And so he'd always been renting these matches and stuff. And we would go over and watch them a lot. Of course, he was always trying to bet with us. You know, he was a big bettor. I said, I'm not betting on it, but that was his gig, was boxing.
Mm-mm-mm.
You started at 16.
Let's see. Bart said he did Muay Thai. Started at 16.
Is that a form of that? I'll be honest with you, I don't know.
Form of martial art.
Okay, I didn't know that.
They take the funky stance with their hands up this way, and they do a lot of shin kicks, teeps, and stuff like that. Pretty rough.
I did watch a video the other day where these guys are in a ring, and the dude, he makes one move, this other dude does it was a kick to the face though. That dude was out. He didn't see that foot coming, and it laid this dude out like he was down for the count. Bam. Wow.
I was watching videos yesterday on Eric Hinsk from Alabama, otherwise known as the Butter Bean. And what an amazing story his is. You know, did you ever watch any of Butterbean's matches?
I have before.
I love Butterbean. Little short, fat guy goes out there. If you get let it get too close, your butt's had. You know,
Hey, maybe we need a match between Butterbean and what's the guy's name? The guy who got off drugs and everything, the singer
Jelly
Jelly
Roll.
Wouldn't that
Jelly
be a
Roll?
neat match? He's a big old boy too.
Yeah, but he's
That,
I don't know. Butterbean, when he quit fighting, he gained up to 500 something pounds, got stuck in a wheelchair. He's lost a bunch of weight though. He's back down well under 3. He's talking about fighting again. Who wants to fight again this year? All right, Broski said, women playing college sports is fine, but I question supporting a league filled with angry bike. I'm going to say the nice wording there that he put in, who hate white people, the nuclear family, and Christianity. Okay. Maybe you did, but I missed it. But I didn't hear you mention Sadie Perkins was a Democrat black woman who said that when you asked me if I would help children. There was actually a story that came out yesterday. Sadie Perkins apparently has a boyfriend. He's a pastor at a church. He's black. The majority of the church congregation is black, and he completely denounced her comments and said it was a horrible thing to say, and that did not go along with the way that he and his congregation feel. And he put some distance between them two. He was having none of it. And I don't want to see anybody's relationship broken up. But that's pretty gutsy for him to come back out immediately after, that stuff starts getting out and says, whoa, wait, you're not speaking for me. And I was glad to see that he was willing to do that. He said it hadn't, that did not, go along with their view of love. He had said everybody has worthiness. I mean, he cold out slammed that for the racist stuff that it was. He didn't come right out and say racist, but he did. He tiptoed all around it. So, you're getting photo bombed this morning.
yeah, Kaylee dropped in.
Hey, Kaylee.
2 days.
I know. To your
2
birthday.
days. I turned 13.
Okay.
2
2 days and she'll be 12?
No, not 12.
2 days till she's 12, too. Got you.
She loves you so much.
She can't hear what I'm saying, can she?
No, she can't hear you say that.
Because she would have had a conniption right then.
Yeah, I can.
She's going to put on headphones, though, because she wants to hear.
Yeah. Well, we're still, and not just Kaylee, I hope you got them on, but not just for me, but for everybody out here in the podcast. We want to congratulate you on being 2 days away from your 12th birthday. It is amazing. That is that's a dozen years. That's a dozen, 12 of them. It's amazing. Congratulations on making 12 years old.
She's laughing at you. She thinks it's an age thing that you can't get this right.
Oh, I got it right.
What is he turning? 16?
Hey, Kaylee, you're only 1 year away from being a teenager.
She wanted to know if you were fixing to turn 60.
Yeah, a few years.
It's okay to be 60, Papa.
Well, I am 60.
How old is Winnie?
She's a little older than me. We're not going to say her age. Spartan, I seen your comment there. Proven effective arts in MMA. I'm gonna tell you, some of the boys, they break your leg. I don't want nobody kicking on me like that. They're some bad people.
No.
I come from the Roadhouse School of Fighting. He says if you kick them in the knee, they're going down.
I've done a little bit of all that. Jiu-jitsu is basically martial arts wrestling. You know, hook into chokes wherever you can and stuff like that. It's pretty tough stuff. So, yeah, we were talking about stuff before we got fired up that I'd like to touch on a little bit this morning. Yeah, they're both. I agree with you on that, Broski. MMA fighters all have no Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai these days. Great disciplines to learn. But then you have somebody like Butterbean that went out there and did MMA, and he was pure boxer. Although eventually he did get enough Jiu-Jitsu down to where he was able to get a couple of submissions in there.
He's just a big old butterbean.
There he is. He was. Still is.
What kind of fighting was the guy doing in Bloodsport where he bounced all around? He looked like a monkey. He was rolling all around the ground. He was pretty good till the last 2 rounds. Then he got
like drunken monkey or something. It's pretty weird.
Dude was getting mad at him.
Yeah, it's a very frustrating way to have to fight somebody.
Which I liked his friends fighting. He just went out there and bashed them.
Yes. Do you realize who that was?
It looked like a Harley Davidson mover.
Yeah, that was Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds.
Okay.
That was his buddy.
Well, I'm sure it was, but it was great for the movie. I enjoyed. I mean, how do you fight a guy that's rolling around the ground and then jumps up and smacks you in the head?
And it's drunken monkey, so he may have been throwing poo at you and everything else. You never know. How do you fight that? You know, someone throws poo at me, they're probably going to win. I'm going to be able to go, you.
Oh, it's a great movie, classic.
One of the detainees at Alligator Alcatraz said he was served, bright lights 24/7, food with bugs, and no ability to bathe. You can bathe. Just step right out the edge of the thing there. Don't go too far. They'll probably get most of the alligators when they come in.
Gator dance. The death roll.
Yes.
You would be clean, though, after that.
Yeah.
It's kind of a wash and spin.
Now he's complaining, too. Says they don't even let you go outside for a minute to get some fresh air. Let them go out. They go gripe about it. Let them out. You know,
Well, I got news for it. Most of the prison systems in the nation are. That's about the way they sound.
Yeah,
they're pretty bad.
He said the mosquitoes are the size of elephants. I can believe that.
Yeah, I'd be in trouble. They love me.
And NBC News reached out to Florida Division of Emergency Management about rumors that there has been a death at the facility. This is false. There have been no deaths at the facility. So, I mean, let them go out there and brush their teeth and scrub in the water and get a little roll from the alligators, and they'll be clean. The teeth will be clean because they'll be going, it hurts. And yeah. Yes. The monkey guy did get squeezed out by the sumo.
It's called the kumite, right? The kumite?
Kumite.
I like that video of the fat guy on the creek. Has the little nunchucks in his back pocket. And he's screaming at somebody. He grabs them and says, the kumite.
Yeah,
because the guy's complaining that he's fishing there or whatever.
that's it. There you go, Daniel. Good
Yeah,
morning
Daniel.
to you. Alligator wrestling. Uh, we can put a video up, a camera up out there, and we'll have enough content for a while. Here he comes off the top of the barbed wire. Here he comes on the gator. Oh, he almost made it. Just as he was starting to land.
That would be like me and Dean. He sent me a video of what they consider the worst wreck of all time in NASCAR. At least it's challenged that happened in Atlanta. And anyway, I went later in my feed. I had one pop up, and it was this wreck in a NASCAR race somewhere. And the announcer goes, I mean, this guy fully hit the wall. I can't remember who it was. Car just just everything's flying off. He's rolling down the track. And the announcer goes, oh, he made impact with the wall. I thought, impact? Impact when you brush, kind of bump it with your bumper or something. Impact, he was like totally destroyed. That's like one of them Tennessee Vol announcers descriptions or something. He pirouetted, on the field. They used to kill me. But impact, I thought this guy's lucky to be alive. Impact?
Where do those announcers get those things anyway?
Oh, I
look at him as he pirouettes up the field.
Those guys, they were bad.
When you talk about impact with the wall, that's kind of puts you in the mind of maybe you're getting a hernia check or something.
Yeah.
And there's some impact, But, if you get impact like that, getting a hernia check, that's a collision. That's bad, dude. And that doctor may have big hands. Ugh. I'm just saying.
Impact.
He made a slight impact with the wall.
He full on hit it. He hit it straight because he lost control, went straight into the wall. And as it's flying off the wall, everything's falling off the car. And that's his comment. Oh, the driver made impact with the wall. The driver may not be alive anymore, and he's talking about impact. I was thinking that we was talking about the Gators. Well, she is, broski. We know why she was placed in that position. And, ideology-wise, and we're always going to have differences, but when you just put somebody there that can't, that's what they want up there, though. They want people they can control like that.
Yes. And I'm glad to see Amy Coney Barrett calling her out on it. Ketanji Brown, whatever you say her first name, she has nothing to do with law. She is all about political ideology. She wants the Supreme Court to be the ultimate voice in the land, not the president.
I've noticed they let her write a lot of the dissents. Even when they lose out, she writes it. They're trying on the left. They're trying real hard, the leftist judges, to make her legitimate. It's not going to happen.
It's not.
She makes statements that are not even legal definitions. I mean, it's like something somebody would say in, elementary school. Like, golly geez.
Yeah.
It's the JJ Walker. It'd be like having him up on the Supreme Court,
Good morning, Jenna.
What was that he always said? Dynamite or
Dynamite.
That's what it sounds like to me when she talks, is Kid Dynamite. Oh. Good morning, Miss Janet. I hope you are well. ready to face the day. Don't be scared. It's just a Wednesday. Don't forget, if your trash is Wednesday like mine is, don't forget. That's a message to me. I'm reminding myself. Got to put trash out before I leave.
Under my one of my Tyrus websites, I like Tyrus. I think he's funny. I think he's smart. There's one of the posts off that says, "Before drinking the left's Kool-Aid, learn the truth." Talking about the tax bill. It said households making under $50,000 a year will receive a 14.9% tax cut. Households making under $100,000 a year will receive a 12% tax cut. Seniors making under $80K will receive a $6,000 tax cut. Child tax credit is doubled to $2,200. Average American family will pay between $7,000 and $10,000 less in taxes. The top 1% received a 2.4% tax break. Worry about the federal benefits and you are capable of working, you can volunteer for 20 hours a week or get a job to keep the benefits. 91% of Americans will pay less in taxes. But the left don't want all that information out there. They just want what they want you to see out there.
I know it's going to finish the border wall. That's one of the things I need to hear.
Absolutely.
The crossings all-time low for June since they've been recording such things. The wall will help that drive even lower. Maybe we could put some gators in the water there.
I think they already talked about it.
Put some gators swimming through the Rio Grande. That would be nice. Yes, that's true, Broski. That's why we said get that. You are protected. I mean, unless you go in double down to something we would never be about, you're going to be final rumble. It'd have to be bad. But the old YT, they'll put the clamps on you.
Oh yeah. What? Broski, now you're just trying to start something here.
I think he's building up because he said in one of the streams you were not on that he was so ready. Just so we have a thank you for that chat on YT. He said he was ready to school you on MLK anytime you're ready.
Okay.
He's like the guy at the rodeo on the bull that nobody can ride and shoot number 3. He's like ready to go out and ride this story. Like he's ready. He's got the rope around his finger, his hand, getting ready.
Oh yeah. He's getting all tarred up, ready to go, and he's getting ready to go. But you can say all you want about okay. You could take your little peek into that and throw out all the stuff. Oh, he was a communist, which he wasn't. He was accused of being one by the FBI, but he was not. He was out for social change. He was considered to be a socialist. So, did you or did you not get angry saying, is it really a good thing if it passed? You said we're better off if it didn't pass, so I'm asking if you changed your mind. I never said that. You better back up, hit a punt. I said I didn't think. I said if they're going to keep fighting and bucking it and everything else, from the liberal mindset or from the left side, if they're just going to try to keep sinking it, move on to something else, but they pushed it through. So, Maybe
I
it
think
takes
what he was
changes or
talking
whatever.
about, you mentioned send it back without all those changes.
Oh yeah, send it back and all the crap that the Senate threw in there. Send it back and clean it up. Get it back to where it was.
Before it went down Pork Alley.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like
I've
a
never not been behind the big beautiful bill, but I think what we got from the Senate there was a big old ham. Big beautiful ham. Oh.
What about the president's comments? I want to get everybody's opinion. We can debate this at another time, but strong statements from the president about if Mondami is elected, he's taking over New York City. He said he better behave himself or he'll take over the city. And he mentioned taking over D.C. so it can be ran correctly. Those are, wow. I love the Big Apple. I will not let it turn into a communist city. Oh, boy.
When Trump said that about both of those cities, every Democrat in the country, their buttholes drew up like, and every one of them was ready to fire off. Every one of them. So you better look somewhere else at what he's fixing to do. He ain't gonna mess with either one of those cities. He want them to look there so he can do something over here. Watch what this hand's doing. You see this? I'm just saying. He is so masterful at enraging. I mean, just sending them slap off into a hissy fit on the left side of the aisle there. He can make them have a hissy fit at the drop of a hat. I'm telling you, he's a bad guy wrestler. You know how a good bad guy wrestler come out on stage and everybody just starts booing him instantly before he even opens his mouth? That's what Donald Trump is to the left. That is incorrect. MLK did believe in the resurrection of Christ. And let me tell you something. I don't care who wrote his speeches. I don't care who did. The bottom line was the content of a man's character, not the color of his skin. That nobody should be judged by the color of their skin. That we're all the same on the inside, or can be. And he had the guts to stand in Birmingham, Alabama during the civil rights movement, not before, not after, but right smack dab in the middle of it, and say it and rub their noses in it. That was guts, and the message was not incorrect at the time. Broski, don't try to get me fired up this morning.
I think there's some history there that's ugly.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it, including leaders in the civil rights movement. But what the result was obviously we made some changes. And we did make some differences, which I get it. Now the pendulum is swinging a wrong way in many cases, but there's some parts of that, which by the way, there is with most. I mean, you can find that in most politicians or humans is a skeletal side, which is not pretty. And he had his faults. He was not perfect. I don't think if anybody believes that, they were looking at the wrong person, because there's only one who was ever perfect, and that was Jesus Christ. There is some things there. And I've often said, what's not been released from the MLK file is mostly those embarrassing things. I'm not going to get into the whole women and stuff. That's that. There are others who was in the movement who've talked about it and wrote books about it, and it's just one of those things they don't like to talk about. But uh, but you look at so many leaders during that time frame on all sides who had connections, who had faults, who had bad things going on. It's it was just yes, there, but there was always that movement. I mean, that was the thing in the 60s and 70s, was these connections, even back to the 50s, was this connection to the Communist Party and who was and who wasn't. And you'll find a lot of them had connections. One of the great actors, Will Gear of the Waltons, the grandpa, that was, it took him, the Waltons was a groundbreaking for him because he had been blacklisted in Hollywood for a long time for being a card carrying member of the Communist Party, basically, is what they say. So it's definitely, there is that. But the result, you can't take away what it means to millions of Americans. And for that, and whoever wrote the speeches, they were great speeches. They may have been bad people. Who knows? I don't know. But I caution against going full on, because it's dividing to it. He's got issues, but so did a lot of our founding fathers of the nation had issues. So you can't go down that road just for one. You've got to look at everybody. Good morning, Jerry, from St. Simon's Island. Hey, I've
Good
stayed
morning,
there
Jerry.
before. Man, I saw a video your wife put up of the water and stuff, so I knew y'all were somewhere in some locale. You enjoy it. Y'all deserve it. I hope you're doing well, my friend. I was thinking about you yesterday and saying a quick prayer for you. I appreciate the morning thing you send out for the pastors and stuff, and you're a blessing. Hope your health is good. Y'all have a great time in St. Simon's, but stay away from the gnats. You way down. You're below the gnat line in St. Simon's. So I don't know if they're worse on the island or not.
Probably are. Broski, we can get all into this, and it's going to get ugly if we do. Let's put this off to the side, because I almost 100% disagree with what you're saying. So let's get off this topic.
There's all those tentacles, but like I said, it was a bad time in America.
And a lot of the stuff that they aired out there from the FBI was crap. Just trying to put something out there on that guy, onto him, to put him in his place. So, and no, you're incorrect on a lot of that. So get out there and do some real research. Don't just drink the FBI Kool-Aid. You know, they still want you to do that to this day. So
I had a man pull up to my car, been almost a year ago. Might have been a year ago now. I've said this before. African American, elderly gentleman, former educator. He pulls up. This is what he said. His exact words. We had a long conversation. This is how the conversation started. This is where I stand at today.
mm-hmm.
He said, the world wants us to hate each other. We can't let it happen.
No.
I said, you're absolutely correct. I'm a Christian. He said, I'm a Christian. I said, we're brothers in Christ. Enough said.
Yep.
And that's where I stand. So I get there's a lot of divisive stuff. But a lot of that is in the past. And we still have things that are going on in our government that are frustrating. And now the influence is Saudi oil money. And, you know, we've got all those influences here. Russian, Chinese, Iranian. Who's got their hand in the cookie jar? I don't know. Some we think we know, some we may not know. It makes it rough. Interesting. I'm not against talking about it. It is interesting. Jerry, how hot is it in St. Simon? If you're still listening.
Whoa. So what was one of your favorite horror films? What's your favorite horror film? It
I
said,
don't have,
huh?
I don't have them myself. I don't watch them, but I know a lot of people like them.
Well, I said it was when they let the and one of the last, not the newest, but one of the last Jurassic Park movies, where they left the brachiosaur behind and it gets covered up by lava. Yeah, it was a very sad thing.
I just never was into that genre. I don't know why. I just never got into that. I've watched a couple. I was kind of glad when the movie was over. It's just not my gig.
Oh, Steve's in the house. There's the Celtic blacksmith. Dun dun dun.
Hey, Steve-O, how's your back? Hope you're better.
Yeah.
When is your next live? I want to come in and throw some chats for you. I haven't been able to catch up with you or James. Got around everybody else, I believe. Just wondering when's your next live. And James saw him the other day. He said he was doing good. He'd had some health issues. He said he was good. So glad to see that. He did a movie night on Jim Jones. Movie about him.
Rusky, you do whatever you want to do, brother. I don't have any white guilt. Let's see. He says, I have nothing to catch up with. I haven't gone live in 2 weeks, sadly. I am shooting for Friday. My back is much better and trying to get caught back up.
Amen. Well, we'll catch that, brother, and we'll throw some chats your way.
Well, you can say I have white guilt if you want to. You can say I have a ton of it. You have a lot of white ugly. You look like a baboon. Get off me. Your mama dresses you funny. Start up with me this morning, try to get me all fired up. I know what you're trying to do. It ain't gonna work.
Spartan throws out 2 movies that says he's his favorites. I saw one of the Hellraisers. I don't think that's the one I saw. I could be wrong. Monkey Shines, never saw that. I don't think. Those are crazy movies. Freddy Krueger.
What? There's nothing wrong with Freddy Krueger. Yeah, I hear you with the Mosky. Your mama dresses you funny. I'm so stealing that. Yeah.
So says the Skinny Jeans basement keyboard warrior. There are Hellraiser movies that are awesome and terrible. There is a lot of them, Spartan says. Well, when you got something that makes money, you keep throwing it out there until people just quit watching. I wonder what is the movie with the most in the line.
Huh?
I mean, there's some of them that have a lot. I mean, Friday the 13th had several. I mean, what was it, 7, 8? I don't know.
Yeah. Rocky. Look how many Rocky movies there are.
Rockies. I mean, after a while, I don't.
Fast and the Furious. What are they up to? 10 or 11 movies now? Well, look how many Star Wars movies there are.
Did Stevie, you said you're the skinny jeans wearer? We weren't pointing out a particular person. I'm just aggravated.
Yeah.
The person who has said about them that your mama dressed you funny, whoever that said about, they would be the skinny jeans basement keyboard warrior top.
Yeah.
Ford versus Ferrari yet?
No, I haven't
No, I have
seen
not. I have not. I love watching the videos of these guys that it's obvious their parents bought them a really fancy sports car and they get out acting stupid, doing the burnouts in the middle of the lane or something, end up destroying their car. And then they jump out with their hands on their head like, oh, my car. I mean, it's obvious they have no driving skills. They just had parents that could go buy them that kind of vehicle. And they go show out, and the first time out, they smash it against a street light or something.
You know, I think I just saw the most embarrassed run around the bases for a home run I have ever seen in my life. And it was Eli White from the Braves hit a solo home run while they're down 10-0. He almost looked embarrassed running around the bases.
I would like to, I get it. And so I kind of wish when they hit the home run that the umpires would just go back to the bench. It's really the most ridiculous thing ever is to do that run around there. Just say home run. Okay, let's go next. But it's the drama of it. But honestly, it's turned into this thing. I'm not a big fan of the whole everybody doing their little dances and jigs and everything. High five, low five, forward back slap, and all that as they're coming around the bases. That's gotten old really quick for me. Just hit, take your run, go sit down. And the Braves are bad about doing a lot of that. I'm not a fan of it. I'm just not.
Then they need to stop doing it in football too.
Everybody has their chest bump. They got this high hit, low hit, back slap, butt slap. I mean, come on, just get the ball and go sit down. I mean, come on. My God.
On football as well? You agree with that?
Well, it's gotten stupid. They all got their little thing they're going on down there. Everybody's trying to come up with a new creation. I'm of the Barry Sanders school of football. Hand the ball to the ref and go sit down. My God.
Yeah.
Can you imagine at work you finish a project, like you got some work done? It's like, hey, we got it done. And all the workers start high-fiving, low-fiving, chest bumping, butt slapping, butt grinding. I mean, that's what they do.
Some of the people I've worked with in the past, they slapped me on the butt. I'd slap them in the mouth. Can you imagine some of the people that we have worked with over the years that they slapped us in the butt or on the butt, what we would do?
Can you just see Steve in the Ford, Jerry? He's by himself, but he finally makes a creation. I didn't mean to say finally. Like, I know it takes a little bit, but it was a shot, Steve. But he finally gets it made, and then he starts dancing all around the the blacksmith shop.
Woo-hoo! What are you going to do? High five the easy bake? Oh, he said, I'm from the Celtic blacksmith school of thought. Football's boring. My fat ass is going to go to the concession stand. Yeah. Okay. Sounds about right for you.
Are the hot dogs still 50 cents or are they $5.50 now at that concession stand?
Rosie said, Rob, you'd be slapping butts a lot if you were in the WNBA. I know you would. I just might. That might be a little bit different. You know, it depends on the situation, I guess, Brusky. You might have a point there. You know, if you're doing women synchronized swimming and you're the only guy out there, I guess butt slaps could take the place of high fives.
You reckon Barack gives the butt slap to Big Mike?
Do what? The Rock?
Just Barack.
Oh.
It's $20 hot dog.
Yeah, you can buy a lot of packs of hot dogs and hot dog buns for $20. Just saying.
I mean, used to, in my day, you could go up and get a 50-cent hot dog. For $1 or maybe $1.25, you could get the chips, hot dog, and a Coke. It was a good deal. And you could even put chili and stuff on top of that dog. They just made that and put it on the side. It was like extra. Like, hey, we got some toppings for you. Here you go.
Yeah.
That's true, broski.
Mm-hmm.
What does everybody say? I eat before I go. Somebody told me beer now.
Oh.
$13 at a major league or major sporting event. $13 a piece.
Oh, Steve just had a good thought there. Slapping WNBA butts. A faster way to get me too? There isn't. Yeah, you might not survive that.
$16 per beer at a AAA baseball game? Come on. Good grief.
That's almost how much it costs to get a handful of popcorn at the movie theater.
In my day, you could get a case of cheap beer for less than that.
Dude, in your day, you know, you got it for $2 for a case of the cheap stuff. What was that, Pabst?
Oh, I was never
Pabst
a Pabst
Blue
guy.
Ribbon?
I never was.
Oh, I bet you were a Pabst guy.
No, never. I don't think I've ever even had it.
Okay.
I'll admit to the Beast. I'll admit to that.
Unfortunately, I have had Pabst.
I'll admit to the Natural Light. Fall Stout.
A lot. Yeah, I've had that.
But I never was on the Pabst.
No. I wasn't really much of a Schlitz guy either.
No.
Or
I gotta admit to the Beast. That's some rough hangovers. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying. That's a rough hangover, the Beast. I drink nothing. Water, some energy drink, and a little bit of tea every once in a while.
Yeah, broski, I don't drink anymore either. I can't because of the medicine I'm on for the epileptic. Broski, beer, bourbon, scotch, tequila. You know, speaking of tequila, I've got to make this observation. They were talking about the bugs and the worms in the food at Alligator Alcatraz. Aren't most of those guys Hispanic? Don't they put worms in their tequila? Why are they complaining? They should like them. They're just trying to make them feel at home. At home, Dave.
Rob, isn't that like a cultural? I think you just got painted a.
What?
Oh, never mind.
I've eaten the worm at the bottom of a bottle of mezcal. Y'all quit the flame.
Not everybody there does that, Rob.
Well, it's where it comes from. Why don't they all do it? I'm not saying they all drink. They don't have to drink. Hmm.
Oh, yuck.
No, it doesn't. That's mezcal.
I have never had tequila in my life. I've never had scotch in my life. I've never had bourbon in my life.
Mezcal is made from the mezcal cactus, and it is traditionally the only that has a worm.
Real tequila doesn't have worms in it. I never knew where that came from.
Yeah, it's mezcal.
Says Broski Bear.
He is correct on that. So, well, we have made it through this morning. It is 7 a.m.
Hey, Dave here with the Southern Fried. Not the one I wanted. Sorry. This one. Real quick. Don't forget, supporting. We do have a video for that. We'll show it next time. This is part one. There's a part two coming. This is the ways you can support the Southern Fried. So either by a promo code or a QR code. So these are ways you can support us. And before I forget, Rob, real quick, we have chamber news from North and South Georgia. If you'd like to talk about swamp gravy.
Uh-oh. What is that?
Deep fried murder. August 15th, 16th, 22nd, 23rd.
Is that down here?
That's down there.
All right. Yeah, swamp gravy's amazing. Well, they do a lot of great shows down there. Trying to get them on the show here. They're trying to line up some of their actors and stuff and that to participate in it. And yeah, we're trying to get that set up. But they've actually performed at the White House. They do shows down here. They have an amazing theater set up. So yeah, great people, great place to go, and worth the trip down here to check it out. So,
and on the historic grounds of the Gorderly Mansion, right there in the heart of Chickamauga, KZ106 Family Reunion, August 16th. So around the same time frame, they've got some bands coming. Should be an interesting time. So if you happen to be in the area for either of these, stop in.
Yes.
That's your chamber news from 2 counties in Georgia.
Yes. So, all right. Well, y'all have a great day. We're going to get this day kicked off. Y'all are kicked off. We're kicked off. Now we're going to kick ourselves off this thing. What was that last?
You too, Miss Jeff.
You have a great hump day, too. Everybody have a great hump day. Get this day over, and you're over halfway through the weekend. Yes. Y'all have a great, wonderful day. Dave, you got anything before we cut out of here?
Nope.
All right. Y'all have a big old salute. Y'all like, follow, subscribe, and we will see y'all tonight for Hump Day Views. Y'all have a good one.
So come on in and have a blast for a good time that will last. Start your day with a smile, with the hosts that do the most. Get up, pray up, coffee up. Welcome to the morning show with Dave and Rob on the Southern Fried Podcast. We get you up, we start you